Okay, so we're back again, and we've got this model here done up so far. So it is separate models at the minute. We have some dialogues here, some pipes and that sort of thing, a monitor here. You know, we're just going to keep this very basic for the minute. If we start looking at this, we can tell that there's actually no need for this extra geometry around here. So what we're going to do is go in and start removing some extra geometry we don't need. Then we can start attaching these guys together. So I'm going to select the main object here. I'm going to go into Edge and select one of the edges here and just hit loop, and we can see where that goes to. Now, as I said before, like, we don't want to go in and just hit the delete key, because that will delete a big chunk out. I'm going to Control Z to undo that. Now, we don't even want to come down here and click the remove key, because if we do that and then hit 1 to go into vertex, you can see that it leaves an awful lot of mess behind. So I'm going to undo that also. The best way to do this is if we want to remove these and the other sub-objects that are connected to it, i.e. the vertex, we're going to press the Control key and we're going to tap the backspace. Now if I go to vertex mode, you can see that it's a lovely clean mesh. Okay, so we got these up here. Now they're connecting into nothing at the minute, so I'm going to go back to 2 there for edge. I'm going to select this edge, hold control, and select these 2 as well. Control and backspace, that will remove any of the vertex there. Now if we did want to keep this clean, we can go into vertex mode, scroll up here to cut and click on the corner. As you can see, the icon changes as we move over nothing, over a polygon face, over an edge, and it gets smaller there to show that we're over a vertex. So I'm going to click there and drag it up here, and then right click to stop that, and again click here, drag it up there, and right click to stop that. Now we've got this extra edge loop coming down there, so I'm going to right click to come out of the cut mode, go into edge by hitting the 2 key, and we can simply select these, Control backspace, and remove them out as well. I'm going to come in here and wants to catch up on itself. Grab all these guys here and just move them in so the panel's slightly more compact, something like that. What else can we do here? I want to create some extra panels. We can actually just simply use this guy here. So just so I can rotate them properly, I'm going to come up to angle snap up here. I'm going to hit the E key to go into rotate. I'm going to hold shift and drag as I rotate, and just keep an eye on that middle value there, so that's rotating at 90 degrees. We leave it as a copy there, and I'm going to go into move with the W key, and we can simply put that in place. Now we should actually be, if we jump into it, maybe the top view here, we can see it much clearer as to where we want to place this guy. Do we want to put up there? Now it's basically losing all the extra stuff that we had behind there, so maybe I'll make this guy smaller. See, when I drag there, it's not catching these guys here. That's because the ignore back facing is not on. Oh, I just didn't grab it because I didn't extend it out far enough. We all make mistakes. Okay, so maybe give these the same bloody thing there. Just going to Control Z to undo that. I'm making hames of this. Isolate the selection there so I can actually see these guys. Now I'm on the front here, so I can't click here to go into the back so I can actually see what's going on. So these guys in the middle, I'm going to scale these up just in the Y and the X direction. I don't want to actually scale them up in the middle, because that will just bring them out and bring them in and just mess the whole thing up. So I'm going to scale them up in this direction. You can see that it's nice and clean, and that's fine. And maybe these guys, I might bring these in because they're only smaller monitors. That looks about okay. I'm going to change that back to the front view so we know where we are. And as you can see, when I did that, it actually kept the pivot point over here. So I can simply go into the hierarchy and go to Effect Pivot and Center to Object. And that will center it there. Now I can click and drag and move it down to the base if I want, while this still is highlighted. So I'm going to just click on that to remove, to come out of that. And go back into modify. I'm going to unisolate this and have a look at where we are at. Okay, I'm going to just move it a slightly bit more. So the E key. And the E key again. Video capture is just slowing it down a wee bit. Okay, so you might want something like that. I'll actually grab this panel here and duplicate it. A good idea where I want to place this. Now what we can do is actually Alt and A, or use the align button here. So that's the same thing, Alt and A. We click on, we have this object here selected, the pole. We click on the monitor itself and it will align it to it. And then we can just bring it down, and we know that that's an exact position there. Now that pole is obviously pretty big for what we need it for, so I'm going to bring it down. Okay, I'm going to hold down Shift and drag this across to about there, just make a copy of it. Alt A for align again, click on the second monitor. Now we don't want to move it up in the Z position, so we keep it down like that. We do want to follow the orientation, so in the Y orientation, and we can click apply, and that was actually the wrong orientation. So I'm going to go back to the top menu and just fix that up. Okay, so I think these guys are a bit too close. I'm just going to move them. Okay, that's looking alright. Maybe I need some more cool control stuff along here, but for the minute anyway, we're going to just select the main object there. We can scroll up here in the modify panel, just go to attach, and basically I want to click on everything, so I'm just going to simply click on the attach list here. That'll bring up the whole lot, and just Control 8 to select it all, or click and drag all the way down to select all of them. Click the attach key, and that's all of them attached. I'm going to right click to come out of the attach mode and have a look at our model. So far it's starting to come together. Okay, so in the next lesson we'll have a look at actually bringing some spleens in and creating some wires and that sort of thing.